Went down to the breakfast table. My Aunt Jessie's there, and she's dunking burnt toast into her black cup of coffee. And I said to her, that can't possibly be good. She says, oh, actually it is. It's actually quite delicious. And I said, She says, like to try some? No. I dare you? No. But she got me on double dare. So I took a teaspoon and I put it in my mouth of the black coffee. And I went right over to the sink, the kitchen sink, and I spit it out. And I turned to her and I said, that is nothing more than swamp water from the Black Lagoon where nefarious creatures lurk about. She started laughing. She was so cool. Big toothy grin. And when she laughed, she jiggled a lot. And the following day, she announced that we're going to take a hike and we're going to have a picnic lunch. Okay. And we're going to take the old rail line, which is abandoned, and we're going to head out to Connor's farm. So she has the basket with our lunch in it, a woven basket, and on the table, she says, now this is your responsibility. It's a glass jug with a plastic swing handle of your favorite Kool-Aid, cherry, and there was a cork in it. It was probably from her tackle box. And she goes on about all this responsibility, blah, 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 and I said, let's go already, and off we go. Now, we get down to the rail tracks that we're going to follow, and as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, my head was filled with TV cartoons and comic book characters. And I love nothing more than reenacting all of them. And off I went. And first I was Zorro, etching my Z in the door. And then I went on to be the Man of Steel, leaping over tall buildings in a single bound. Then it was to the Batcave. And then it was Elmer Fudd. Wait till I get a hold of that waffly wabbit. I'm gonna blast him. And then, of course, I turned around to Jessie and I said to her, hey, boo-boo, where you going with that picnic basket? And on I went. And then up ahead of me, there was a damsel in distress. She was tied to the tracks. And I run up to her, and there's a speeding train approaching us. And with my superpowers, I stop the train. I untie her. Her name is Nell. And I said, who did this? And of course, it was Snidely Whiplash. Wait till I get a hold of him. I'm going to kick his ass. And Nell says to me, oh, you're my hero, David. And now you're probably wondering, was she beautiful? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And now you're probably wondering, did she kiss me? Yes, she did, but it wasn't the powdery donut kiss with spit on it. And now you're probably wondering, did her eyes flutter like sexual helicopters? Of course. So on up I go. And now I am at the Ringley Brothers Circus beneath the big top. And the ringmaster, he says to the crowd, look above you on the wire. It's Brave Dave. And he's not only going to walk across that wire carrying a jug of Kool-Aid, he's going to do it with his eyes closed. I get up on the rail, close my eyes, and on the fourth step, I lose my balance. And that glass jug of Kool-Aid with the cork stopper from Aunt Jessie's tackle box spiraled out of my hand and crashed into the iron rail, went into smithereens. There was Kool-Aid on the tracks, heavens to Murgatroyd. Jessie then announced we're going to eat up here, and we went into open part of the forest, and she sat on a tree that had fallen many years ago, and I across from her. And from her picnic basket, she hands me my sandwich, my favorite. Peter Pan peanut butter with strawberry jam on 2 slices of bread, creased, the kind you have to tug apart. Then she hands me a bag of chips. And then in a tinfoil wrapper, there's not 1, but 3 little pickles with warts on them. They're little gherkins. And then for dessert, not 1, but 2 chocolate chip cookies that her sister Lillian baked. And I finally get the last bite down, and I say to Jessie, wouldn't happen to have a little something in that basket that I could kind of wash this down with, you know? And she just looked at me, and she reached down along her side and brought forth her thermos and poured me a cup of, you guessed it, the swamp water from the Black Lagoon where nefarious people and various creatures lurked about. And as I drank it, she laughed and jiggled to no end. The moral of the story? Foolish boys who do not listen sometimes learn a very harsh lesson. Peace.